Friends, in our previous lecture we discussed about introduction and structural features of carboxylic acid derivatives. Today I will discuss with you the general chemical reaction shown by these compounds, and these show nucleophilic acyl substitution. So this is the general reaction that is shown by these compounds. So let us discuss. Now, in our previous lecture, what we discussed that these carboxylic acid derivatives they can be represented by a general structure like this, where this carbon is sp2 hybridized and it is a planar structure. Okay, all this we have discussed in our previous lecture, and this L, depending upon the type of carboxylic acid derivative, L can be chloride in case of acid chloride. It can be carboxylate group O C double bond R in for anhydride. It can be OR dash for esters, or it can be NH2 in case of amides. Now I will represent generally all these things by L, because here we are discussing general reactions. When we will discuss their chemical properties specifically, then we discuss there in detail, and all these atoms they have a lone pair. So I will just represent that it has a lone pair of electrons on itself. Now if we compare its structure with the aldehydes or ketones, let us say ketones they are represented by this structure. So you can see both of these compounds they have a carbonyl group, and we know that this carbonyl group is a polar group because oxygen is more electronegative, so it is partial negative, it is partial positive. Now if we see the structural similarities between these carboxylic acid derivatives and these ketones or aldehydes, we can say both these structures they contain carbonyl group, and this carbonyl group is a polar group because oxygen being more electronegative. So these groups they can be attacked by nucleophiles. So similar to aldehydes or ketones, the first step in this reaction is attack of nucleophiles, and this nucleophile I will just represent it like this nucleophile negative. This nucleophile it will attack this carbon, okay, carbonyl carbon. So this step is similar to the case of aldehydes and ketones. So let me show the first step. So the first step of these reactions is attack of nucleophile. Attack of nucleophile. Let us see how it attacks. Now we have this carboxylic acid derivative, this double bond O, it is partial positive, it is partial negative. Now nucleophile, now this nucleophile both electronic factors. What are electronic factors? Oxygen being more electronegative than carbon, so because of that this bond is polar, and steric factors because this molecule is a planar molecule. So this nucleophile can attack easily either from above the plane or below the plane, both sides are free, so this nucleophile can attack. So what will happen if we attack the nucleophile? Here nucleophile will attack like this, it will attack here, and this electron will shift here. So I will write it like this: O negative, this is R, this is nucleophile, this is L. So I have just randomly written like this, that now you can see nucleophile has attacked carbon and electrons had shifted to oxygen. Now this step is exactly similar to the step in case of aldehydes and ketones, but now because of presence of this L group, the second step, this is the addition step. Okay, now the second step in these reactions is elimination of L. Okay, so what happens in the next step? This comes here and this L it got eliminated. So what we get? C double bond O nucleophile plus L negative. Now this is the overall, this is the general reaction how these carboxylic acid derivatives they will react. So you can see overall what is the net result. If I have to see the net result, if we have to combine these two steps, Overall, this L, it has been replaced by nucleophile. So this is a substitution reaction, and this substitution has been initiated by the attack of nucleophile, or one nucleophile has replaced another nucleophile, so we call it nucleophilic. This is nucleophilic substitution reaction. So overall, these carboxylic acid derivatives, now you have to remember, carboxylic acid derivatives, they undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. Nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this nucleophilic substitution reaction is composed of two parts. In first step, there is addition of nucleophile. As we have discussed, the first step is exactly similar to the aldehydes and ketone. The nucleophile adds to the carbonyl carbon. Second step is elimination of L. We will call it leaving group. So now we will discuss which group is a good leaving group, why it is a leaving group. That is a different thing that we will discuss later. So now you have to remember these carboxylic acid derivatives are C double bond OL plus nucleophile. Overall, they will undergo this reaction, nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this is called, as the substitution has occurred at acyl group, this group is called acyl group. So we call it acyl nucleophilic substitution. It is called acyl nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now let us discuss one by one these two reactions, that what are the various factors that will govern these two steps, addition and elimination. How, what are the various factors which make this carboxylic acid more reactive or less reactive. Now let us first discuss about addition step. Let us first talk about addition reaction. Now as I have mentioned, this reaction is similar to the one in aldehydes and ketones, or C double bond OL plus nucleophile. So what we are getting, RCO negative nucleophile L. Now the attack of this nucleophile, that will depend upon electrophilicity of this carbon. So what are the various factors that can alter the rate of reaction? The first is electrophilicity of carbonyl carbon. If this carbon is more electrophilic, then the rate of reaction will be fast, which in turn depends upon various electronic factors. Effect of substituents. Effect of substituents means whether these substituents like this R group or any other group, whether these are electron withdrawing, EWG, electron withdrawing group, or electron donating group. So these are electronic factors, electron donating groups. EDG. Now you can see that here the transition state, if we call it a intermediate or transition state, it contains a negative charge. If this R group has electron donating effect, then it will destabilize it by intensifying the negative charge. Okay, so electron donating groups, I will write here, electron donating groups, they destabilizes, let me give it name A. They destabilize A. How? Because they donate electrons. When they donate electrons, they intensify the negative charge. So any effect that intensifies a particular charge that destabilizes it. So if it is destabilized, then the attack of nucleophile will be slow because activation energy will be higher. On the other hand, electron withdrawing groups, they stabilize A. Now if A is stabilized, how it will be stabilized? Because electron withdrawing groups, they will decrease the negative charge. If they decrease the negative charge, then obviously the its energy will be lower and activation energy will be less. Now let us try to understand it by energy level diagrams. Let me just show, then you will. Now suppose here is our reactant RC double bond OL, and suppose it is a one step reaction. Just assume, and I am just assuming it to be a one step, just to plus nucleophile, and here is our this a transition state RC O negative. Let us assume L nucleophile. Now if this has higher energy, suppose if R is electron donating, then its energy will be higher, so its activation energy will be something like this. Now let me draw another case where this R group, it stabilizes it, so its energy will be lower. So I will draw here. Now this, so it will be better if I can draw it a parallel to this, so that there will be no confusion. R C double bond, these are products. Now let me draw it here itself. Now here this is the same R C double bond OL plus nucleophile. Now if this is stabilized, now its energy gets lowered. Now you can see the activation energy has decreased. Now this is the activation energy. So these are our products. Okay, now you can see if this R is electron donating group, then energy of this transition state will be high, so activation energy will be high, reaction will be slower. If it is electron withdrawing group, electron donating group, then energy of this transition state will be lower and activation energy will be less. So that is how you can easily understand with the help of energy level diagrams. So these things we have already discussed in aldehydes and ketone. I am just repeating that the nature of R, whether it is electron withdrawing or electron donating, it decides whether the attack of nucleophile will be easier or it will be difficult. Generally electron donating groups, they decrease the rate of reaction, whereas electron withdrawing groups, they increase the rate of reaction because they stabilize A. The second factors that are important, now you can see I will write here the second factors that are important in this addition step. Here you can see the hybridization is sp2. Once the nucleophile attacks, it gets converted to sp3 hybridization. Okay, so sp2 angle is 120 degree, here angle is around 109 degree 28 minutes. Now you can see as it has to change from sp2 to sp3, they have to come closer. Now the bulkier group will resist this change, so this is the steric factors. Bulkier groups will decrease rate of reaction, rate of addition of nucleophile. These things you have already discussed earlier also in aldehydes and ketones. So that's why. So the reason being because hybridization has to change from sp2 to sp3. In sp2 the angle is 120 degree, in sp3 the angle is 109 degree 28 minutes. So uh, uh, in order to for this change to occur, the atoms has to come closer. So if these are bulkier groups, so it will become difficult for them to come closer. So the bulkier groups, they will decrease the rate of addition of nucleophile. Now let us come to the second step, elimination reaction. Now I will also here compare it with aldehyde and ketone, why that reaction does not occur. But first let me see now, after the addition, this is our intermediate. Now this L group, if it is a good leaving group, then this elimination will occur and we will get, so better the leaving group, greater will be the rate of reaction. Better the leaving group, greater will be the rate of elimination. Now which groups are better leaving groups? Generally weak bases are good. You have to just remember it, weak bases are good leaving groups. And how to check whether a weak base will have a strong conjugate acid? I will come to it later. Just for an overview, I am just telling for your overview. Strong conjugate acid, so they will give weak bases. So weak bases, they are good leaving groups. Now all these are, Cl negative is the weakest base, so that is why it is a good leaving group. Then we have this carboxylate group, it is because their acids are strong. HCl is a very strong acid, so Cl negative is a weak base, conjugate base. This is a OCOOR, it is a weak base. Carboxylate anion is a weak base. Then we have alkoxide, then we have amido. Okay, that I will discuss when I will discuss their relative rate of reactivity in another lecture. Just here you remember that weak bases, they are good leaving group. Now let us compare it with aldehydes and ketones. Now let us see RC double bond OL. This is carboxylic acid derivative nucleophile. Overall what has occurred? The first step is same, but in the second step this occurs. RC double bond OL plus nucleophile. So this is the overall reaction. Whereas in case of aldehydes or ketones, what happens? The first step is the same. Attack of nucleophile is the same. O negative. So it attacks here. This step is the same in both the cases. R dash nucleophile. But now it accepts a proton from solvent or another electrophile. So overall it is a addition reaction. This is a overall addition. These aldehydes and ketones, they undergo nucleophilic addition, whereas these undergo substitution. Nucleophilic substitution. Now why this R dash? Now in case of aldehydes, if I have to come to aldehydes or ketones, R dash is alkyl for ketone and it is H for aldehyde. Now let us see the nature of these groups. Both R dash negative and H negative, they are very strong bases, very strong. These are the strongest bases, very strong bases. Now we know that strong bases, they are poor leaving groups. So that's why here instead of this elimination, instead of this doesn't occur here, elimination. Because R dash negative is a very strong base, so it is a very poor leaving group. Because of that they prefer to undergo addition reaction. So that was all for today. We just discussed that carboxylic acid derivatives, they undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions, whereas these aldehydes and ketones, they undergo nucleophilic addition reaction, and the reason being that these R dash negative or H negative, they are very poor living groups. Why they are poor living groups? Because they are very strong bases. Now why they are very strong bases, let us check their conjugate acid. R dash negative, its conjugate acid is R dash H, alkane. Now these are very weak acids. If these are weak acids, then the conjugate base will be very strong. Similarly, in case of H negative, its conjugate acid is H2, and H2 is a very weak acid. We all know that if it is weak, then this base, conjugate base, will be a strongest base. So H negative is a very strong base. Because of that, these are poor living groups, though, so they prefer to undergo addition reactions. So that was all for today. Thank you very much for your kind attention. See you in the next class.